All right, so I'm going to show you how to disassemble this mirror, this tow mirror, so you can install the cameras. The GM's instructions will tell you that you can take this bottom cap off. First of all, it's a nightmare to get off. Second of all, super tight. I don't see how in the world you're going to fish the wire up through here, and you'll see once I get this apart. So I'm going to show you a little bit differently. Since these mirrors slide in and out like this, we're actually going to just disassemble the whole mirror. So just pops right off. Same with up here. Just kind of get your fingers behind there. Give it a little tug. And then we just got some clips here. These can be super tight. So a pick or a pair of needle nose pliers is nice. And then this one, you got to be careful not to pull the wires out of that connector. It's kind of a cheap design on GM's part. So I prefer just to get the glass completely out of the way. Now we just have some screws to deal with here. So T15 as usual. The magnet is nice. Now this whole thing will just pop off. And we got a plug back here to deal with. Get that out of our way. Now you can see in here how tight this is. And fishing the wire up and then in there is gonna be darn near impossible. So that's why I'm recommending taking this apart like this. So from this point now, this guy wants to come right off. And they're asking you to kind of fish it up through here, and I just don't see where it's possible, I guess, unless you go through this tube right here, but you're about to see why here in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting the rest of this off. We just want this loose. So we can move things around. So now with the cap out of the way, you can see to follow the factory harnessing, it would be pretty much impossible without getting all this apart. So this is just the way that I recommend doing it. So now we'll go ahead and get the camera mounted, get the mirror off so we can pull things through, and in the door, be back to show you that. All right guys, so once the mirror is all apart, you can kind of get an idea where I placed the camera here. And I kind of somewhat followed this line right here. You got to kind of be careful because this tab is in the way right here. So I did end up drilling a hole, but once this is popped on and in place, you can see we're going to get a really good angle with the camera once this mirror is folded back the way it's supposed to be. But it's also coming up right on this tab, so to prevent things from smashing, I just drilled a little hole there, and we're gonna come up and follow this harnessing right through here. And as you can see, it's very, very tight. So I am gonna get this mirror off to actually run this and get it down through and in the truck. But we're gonna route it up through here, follow it down and in to the cab. All right guys, so you can see we've got the camera mounted here, coming up through the hole, pilot hole I drilled there, so that's gonna snap in real nice. And then we gave it some slack and just followed this guy all the way in. And I tried taping it to the inside of this harness so it'll kind of lay in this groove. And then inside the truck, we cut the grommet and bring the harness right down into the truck here. So one thing I will point out before this all goes back together, number one, we're going to test the camera, but we want to make sure we're okay to slide and nothing gets kinked up, so we'll have to get this cap back on. But that's one thing to pay attention to. Please make sure you test the camera prior to putting this all back together. All right guys, so once you're in and you verified we got play and all that good stuff, again, we're gonna fire this up and test it before I put that mirror back together. But you can see we come in here, down, inside the door. You wanna pull this back so you can access in here. We did go ahead and secure with a couple pieces of tape to this harness inside of here to keep anything from flapping. And then this guy comes off. There's a quick release in there. Pull that connector down and out. I should have showed you before I put it back together, but down and out, that would let you get the boot down to here so you can kind of fish the cable through, and then back in. You want to enter in on the bottom side, and then through the glove box over here, you can actually get in there with your hands and pull it through, which we've got it coming out right here. So we're in the truck. Next, we're gonna start plugging things into the module so we can test.